The Trade is brought to you by Vantage Markets, delivering one of Australia's most trusted and award-winning trading experiences. Explore smart trading at vantagemarkets.com.au.
Hello and welcome to The Trade. Before we get to the charts, let's have a quick look at what traders are watching. President Trump says he is very happy with a trade deal that restored a fragile truce in the US-China trade war, a day after negotiators on both sides agreed on a framework covering tariff rates. President Trump says US personnel are being moved out of the Middle East because, quote, it could be a dangerous place, adding that the US wouldn't allow Iran to have nuclear weapons. US troops in Los Angeles are authorised to detain people until police can arrest them as hundreds of Marines prepare to move into the city, rocked by protests over the president's immigration raids. And Japan's business sentiment worsened in April-June for the first time in 5 quarters, a sign that uncertainty over US tariff policy is taking a toll on the country's export-heavy economy. Well, we're going to get into the yen moves, but let's get across all the technicals on currencies now with Nick Twidale from ATFX, who joins me. Good to see you, Nick. Before we get into the yen, which is a very big move today, the Aussie dollar weakening after these trade talks.
Yes, it is. I think from the trade talks, we've not really got certainty yet, and we're kind of getting conflicting updates from different sides of the US administration and not that much from China. So I think it's positive that we've got coordination now rather than conflict. But the market's really craving details, and when we get details, then we'll start to react. So, as you can see, the Aussie's still trading, and it's been trading for a long time. This is a daily chart, but it's been trading in a relatively tight range, around 65 cents. So, I think from a currency perspective, we really want to see some sort of positive news, and then we'll get a reaction from the currency. So, at the moment, if you were trading options around 65 cents the last 2 weeks, you've been doing very well.
Yes, indeed, but doesn't seem to be breaking back through that, does it?
No, so that downside support now coming in, that's the 200-day moving average around 64.29, and the longer term resistance is up at 66. I think we're going to be settled in that range for a little while to come.
Yeah, okay. Let's move on to the yen, because you said to me before in the break, it is basically the trade of the day at the moment.
It is, yes. So I suppose one of the things that we're not taking into consideration is we did have quite big US data out last night. CPI came in, and this is for the longer term players. CPI came in a lot weaker than expected. That's kind of pulled in those rate cut expectations from the Fed. But once again, we're trading on geopolitical concerns, and it is dipping a bit. We've seen a little bit of a dip back in the dollar yen. This is a longer term chart, so it's not showing us in as much detail as the guys intraday are looking at. But we're sitting just above 144 at the moment, and I think there's scope for a little bit of a further move downside with that support coming in. I think it's around 140, 150.
Yeah, all right. Let's move in then to the euro. So it rose, I think, to close to $1.15.
Yeah, so we're right up on longer term resistance now. So $1.15, it's the highs that we've seen, you know, all the way back to the annual level, and so you've got to be looking to trade around these levels if you're involved in the euro. Whether you're looking to buy a break of that high, and that would happen if we do see this dollar really kick in and the dollar move to the downside kick in, or if you're a euro bear, sorry, these are the levels you'd probably be wanting to sell it, and you may have been waiting a while to get there. So. Right. Should see some moves in the euro soon.
And you're seeing moves in pound too, because that CPI miss fueled a lot of the Fed rate cut bets. So that saw sterling lift, right?
It did, yes. And so this is cable now. We're around about 135.66. So we're up near those highs again. And as you can see, similar pattern to what we had in euro. We're banging up against that resistance level. So for currency traders out there, something will give at some point soon in both the euro and sterling, and probably Aussie as well. So I think we're going to see some moves. But those Fed rate cut expectations, they've kind of come in a little bit, but not massively. So I think everyone's really waiting for confirmation on what's going on with tariffs and trade. Unfortunately, we've been saying this for months, haven't we?
Yeah, we have indeed. All right, Nick, always a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Nick Twidale, from ATFX. That does it for this edition of The Trade. Be sure to join us next time.
The Trade was brought to you by Vantage Markets, delivering one of Australia's most trusted and award-winning trading experiences. Explore smart trading at vantagemarkets.com.au.